welcome back. How's everybody doing? Another day in the market. Highs, you're definitely in an uptrend, so it's literally good. Literally, I don't know why I say literally so much. You're literally fine on, that's so funny. I need to somebody clip that.
Can I stay a bit longer?
Stay for real.
Welcome. We are back. Another day in the market. JG, KTF, Mr. 90210, Frank the Tank, Mr. Robinson, Nerve, Corey. How's everybody doing in the chat? Lou. Sorry. I don't know if I mispronounced that. Like button vibes. Yeah, hit that like button. We got a lot to talk about. Pretty interesting day. Starting off, we're going to talk about crypto for a second. Then we're going to talk about the overall stock market. After that, I'm going to talk about Clov, Fisker, CEI, Lucid, Prog, Tesla. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about the ongoing swings. I'm going to do some day trade recaps. We're going to watch the Fisker Ocean reveal. So we have a lot to talk about. It's been a really long day for me, so not going to be doing tick requests tonight, most likely, unless there's like a tip, obviously. But yeah, let's get to it. First up, Bitcoin, it's trying to hold this support. This was a previous resistance, as you can see from over here. It's testing right now. We'll see if Bitcoin can hold it or not. You do have classic bearish divergence on the daily we talked about earlier in the week. Looked like it wasn't doing much at first, but now it's doing something. So from the all-time high not too long ago, Bitcoin's down about 14%, but it's all about context. You know, from the low in July, Bitcoin's still up over 100%, you know. So you're going to get pullbacks. It's going to happen. And I think Cheddar Freeze was actually talking about a rising wedge, something like this. And that looks like it broke down. So speaking of Cheddar Freeze, I don't know if she'll be in the stream tonight, but happy birthday to her. And yeah, that's Bitcoin. Ethereum broke the demand line like we talked about. Like we were watching it breaking that like pretty much live last night on stream. Broke that, and unfortunately it didn't hold this previous resistance zone as support. It actually is under it. So yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see it get back above it. That's really it. Kind of nothing much on the oscillators for right now. Ecomi, still not much of any technical update. Nothing for me to really update there. And then Filecoin. It's a crypto trade, so you still could wait for daily candle closes and 4-hour and whatnot. It did hit the stop, got stop punted earlier. It depends on how you follow your own risk tolerance. It sucks. I mean, the last Filecoin trade, I think, was this move right over here that you see. Pretty much this X to 8 point was like the last Filecoin trade. And this one, it was in profit for a little bit. It hit the supply line, and then unfortunately Bitcoin and most cryptos started pulling back, just like this one has. So this one's not doing well right now. That's really it for crypto. Stock futures right now are flat. Nothing too crazy there. Let's get started with the S&P 500, which was up almost 0.5%. The NASDAQ was up over 0.5%. The ARK ETF was up over 1%. The Russell actually was lagging today, was only up about 0.5%. And the Dow Jones was also a little bit under 0.5%, but it was still green. So it looks like the NASDAQ, maybe tech and large caps kind of led today. But yeah, S&P 500, very, very nice move. If we go down, this is, we had 3 really good trades today in premium, but this is actually one that I missed. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, so today was the 16th. Okay, so yeah, all right. Yesterday night on stream, I was telling you all that on Monday, which was yesterday, I don't know why it feels like Wednesday or Thursday to me. It's already been a long 2 days. But yesterday, we played this little double bottom, and it was like an 18% profit day trade. And then it actually found a new area for a double bottom. And I talked about this last night on stream for the S&P 500. And this morning I was watching it pretty much at the open, right around this area, while it was just in this inflection zone, which we also talked about last night on stream with all these highs and lows. And I was watching it, and it was kind of like testing this little area. It's pretty much on this candle, and I think I looked away to look at some other stuff, and it ripped. So really, really nice move with the breakout above this inflection zone. Almost took you to all-time highs. I mean, at the high of the day, it was only 0.1% away from all-time highs. Before a third of a percent pullback, kind of sold off into the close. So that's really it for the S&P on lower time frames. On the daily, you do have a bullish engulfing candle. I like to see that. It's also your highest candle close, I think, since November 8th. And yeah, this is what we talked about. We talked about this last week, saying I think we're going to see some sort of pullback throughout the week. I said that last Monday. We got the pullback. Even on Wednesday, I was able to identify the low of the week last week, literally this low. I think this is Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. On Friday, I said look for a bounce. Got your bounce on Friday. And then I also said last week when I was talking about a pullback, I said I didn't expect it to be much of a pullback, just a little bit of a give back because of just too much greed in the market. And now we're already bouncing back up. So kind of neutral here. Slightly bullish, but mainly neutral. I'd say short term, we're looking good after that bounce up from the low last Wednesday. It still has been a very, very crazy run. I'd say the only thing that's kind of the worry right now is maybe if the high from today holds, then you're talking about a potential double top, but a double top would not even confirm until 46.31 on the S&P 500 is breached, because you have to break the neckline for that to be confirmed. So, we'll see. I'll keep you updated tomorrow. In terms of the NASDAQ, which is up almost 1% today, we got a bullish engulfing candle there as well. Kind of the same exact scenario on the daily. The ARK ETF, we've been talking about this. I don't know why it's not charted, but we've been talking about this potential for an inverse head and shoulders. Thankfully, this hidden bearish divergence is underperforming for right now. So I swear I charted this, but let me just chart it again. But again, it's only a potential inverse head and shoulders until the neckline breaks, just like I was talking about on that double top. These structural patterns, double tops, double bottoms, head and shoulders, cup and handles, the ones with the cool names, pretty much, except for like the wedges and the triangles and whatnot. Wedges and triangles kind of confirm when you have 5 touches within the pattern. Structural patterns confirm once you have your pattern pretty much drawn up on your chart and you're breaking out of your neckline of that pattern. So you have to understand the difference between structural patterns. I'm using the word structural. I don't know what the actual people who create these patterns used. I just call them structural because they look like certain things like head and shoulders or cup and handle. So those ones you look for a neckline breakout for confirmation of the actual pattern itself. And then on those linear patterns, which is what I call wedges and triangles, you just look for the 5 touches. And then back tests and stuff. I mean, you look for that on all breakouts, but that's the ARK ETF. Actually, it was a bullish engulfing candle today. So bullish engulfing candles across the board for the market. Apart from the Russell 2000, which kind of didn't really do much today. Not a bad looking 1 hour chart. Hopefully this could play some catch up if the market does start moving higher off of those bullish engulfing candles. A couple different ways you could view this. You could view it like this. Or I don't know if I'd call this a dragon. That supply line looks a little bit slanted, but I don't know if there's actually rules for that or not. But a couple different ways. Hopefully you can just break this supply line. It actually broke a supply line like this or something, and it just went sideways before dropping lower. So that is the Russell 2000. That's really it for the market. Apart from that, gold pulling back a little bit after a major, not a major, but a nice move after the breakout we were talking about in these areas. The dollar going even higher after the breakout we were talking about in these areas. And the US 10-year is going higher. We talked about this head and shoulders. It played out a little bit, then it looks like it went around the 200-day moving average. Now it's retesting this 1.64 level, which is a low from 2015 in February. So that's what you got there. The Hang Seng Index. I'm sorry if I mispronounce it like every night on stream. I say that so many times. I'm just not the best at pronouncing things. Kind of flat right now. It's actually down 0.5%. Looks like a little bit of a gap down. And it's just trying to recover off the low. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the overall market. Suits up in the chat. Mehdi says, took a position on CEI at 104 and doubled down at your chart and got more after. Yeah, CEI, we're going to be talking about that as well. Bullish Dragon Juice. What's up, Keanu Trades? Go follow Keanu Trades on Twitter. Spider-Man trailer is out. There's a lot of hype around that. I don't know. I've never been like a huge fan of Spider-Man. I've watched some of them, but they're okay to me. I like Batman better. So I was trying to think of, oh yeah, so we just talked about crypto and the overall market. I'm trying to think about what we should talk about next. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go over the ongoing trades first, get that done, which shouldn't take too long, and then after we do that, well, Clov is one of the ongoing trades. We'll get to it. Actually, no, all right, so we're going to go through the ongoing trades, then we're going to talk about Clov, and then we're going to talk about Fisker, and then we're going to do some day trade recaps on Prog, a couple other names. Give me a second here. Okay. I'm just trying to organize everything. All right, let's get started. I'm going to do a little bit of a swing update right now. GRWG, not an optimal first day for a swing. Down 8% today. Sucks. I think Kramer said something about their earnings. There really wasn't much news I could find that was meaningful. There's just most pot stocks pulled back today. Some of them got hit worse than others. And unfortunately, it's just not the start I was looking for on this trade. Again, it's a swing. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. All that really matters is where it ends up. Really not much of a technical change. You're still the same variables I was mainly talking about. However, let me take a look at this MACD. Yeah, this is where you get a little bit of the potential. You do have the potential, yeah, for hidden bearish divergence if this MACD crosses over to red. So really what I'm looking for on GRWG right now is just for it to start reversing before that MACD crosses over to red or before it breaks under $20.50. So not a good start to the trade. Hopefully it can start doing a little bit better. Just kind of a not so great day for pot stocks across the board after really good few days for pot stocks. And then BIIB, this one was down a few percent today, kind of closed around the support. I wouldn't say it really broke it. It kind of closed like inches under it. It looks okay to me for right now. Yeah, just those are the new swings. Not a good start to either of them, unfortunately. You know, a lot of the non-premium swings right now are just not doing good, just straight up. That's just the fact of the matter. But we did have a lot of different swings hitting targets like 2 weeks ago. So, you know, there's going to be great times, not so great times. Like we had GameStop 25%, Neo was 20%, Fisker was 53%. You know, we have huge wins. You know, we're talking about 5, 6, 7% losses on the ones that are red. So it is what it is. But yeah, That's really it. XL got stop punted, I think for the second time today. You got a bullish pin bar off of the low. They had earnings yesterday where it's up at first after hours, then it turned around. Got a bullish pin bar on the daily. You did see your lowest price of all time today on XL, but you didn't have your lowest close of all time, and you're still closing within this range. Hopefully this could be somewhat the bottom, otherwise the swing gets stopped out. Do whatever you want with your own money, just talking about it. BIPS, pull back a couple percent, really no technical change at all. Honestly, earnings are coming up on the 18th according to TradingView, which is in 2 days, so keep that in mind. And I think the swing's still up about 10% since the entry. Let me confirm that. Yeah, it's still up 10% since the entry. There we go. How you doing, Zeke? I don't know if that's really loud. Zeke for Bleak with the $5 tip says big vibes. This is for our jinx earlier. No take request, just vibes. Go Clov. I remember that. Thank you very much, Zeke, for the $5 tip. Let's get some vibes in the chat. First tip of the night. Last night was crazy with the tips. Just insane. I'm still just like, wow. But yeah. BIPS, that's that. BENE, I already talked about it last night. There's really no technical changes happening at all. Probably going to take it off the sheet at some point. And Neo, it already hit the first target. Really didn't move today, so nothing to update there. So really just not too much. So do we talk about Clov now? And then Fisker maybe? Or do we do it the other way around? I think we talk about Clov first. And then we'll talk about Fisker. All right, what else is in the chat? Big Old Squirrel says, I have my vacation soon, and I plan on watching the full course you have then. Awesome. 3.5 hours. Yeah, just take out 3.5 hours, watch the course. Some videos you might need to watch twice. I'd say the second half of the course, you might want to watch some of those videos twice. The first half, you could probably, I mean, if you're really a beginner, then you probably want to watch them like more than twice. But if you have a decent idea of trading and everything, you could probably just breeze through like the first 4 or 5 videos. Depends on what level you're at. That's why I tried to make the course, you know, for everybody, for advanced, beginners, whatever it is. Big Old Squirrel says, question, I know you have a premium Discord. I was wondering if swings were discussed there or if it was only day trades and such. It's on the website. I'm not going to pull up the website, but there is swings. There is a weekly watch list sent out every single Sunday. There's day trade options. There's swing options. And there's an AI bot from TradyTix that they hooked up for us. It's a paid bot, but you get it if you're a member of Premium. And that bot does a lot. It shares potential contract ideas. It's like a scanner, and then it also builds out chart levels for you automatically. And it even tracks the results of every single alert it shares. So yeah, there's a bunch of different things. I don't know anybody else for $30 a month that has all those things I just talked about, and that's just like the forefront of it. I didn't really get into anything. But there's a full explanation video on the website. If you find the website, it's the first link in the description. All right. Yeah, we're going to talk about PROG. We're going to talk about CEI. Let's talk about Clov first. 694 had a nice bounce off the low, which was 665. Kind of a random area for it to bounce. I wouldn't say there's any technical reason for it to bounce to 665 this morning. That's just where it decided to. I don't see any levels that really line up with it. I'd say 660 probably would have made a little bit more sense to me, as it was 2 different candle lows from May 17th and 18th, but that's where it decided to reverse. And really a couple different things here. Let's just talk. We're going to go down to the different time frames. Starting off with the daily on Clov. You're still in the wedge. You're pretty much at the apex of this wedge. You did have your first close under $7 since May 25th. And you have a doji candle on the daily, which doesn't give you much of any signal. You do have a gap to fill to the upside around 725-ish. Going into tomorrow, very simple. You just want to hold above today's low, 665. You don't want to break that tomorrow. Break that, you could head down to 650, and then you break 650, you could head down to 630-ish. So you just want to hold above today's low. we're going to go down to lower time frames. I might find some other supports there. But what did I talk about last night on stream with Clov? I said look for this previous support area to be resistance. And I also said if it can't get above it, not the best. If it could get above it, I think it could run all the way back up to 750, which is where it was before the offering. It went up to test it today. I don't know why. What's happening? Verifying Microsoft out. So we got to wait for that, I guess. But it ran up to test that previous area of support as a resistance, which did not surprise me at all. Honestly, I was actually a little bit impressed with how it got up there today. I was honestly thinking it might have taken a couple of days to even retest that area. But that was tested today. Unfortunately, it was rejected as resistance. And I'm going to go, that'll be more clear on this chart. You can see this was the support we've been talking about for so long. I'm not going to say called, but I showed the probabilities for 2 different bottoms off of this blue zone and had a very nice move off of it on Monday. And then obviously the offering, and now it's back under it. And what was once support is now resistance. Okay, you had a shooting star candle, which is a bearish candlestick on the 1 hour when it was testing that area. And yeah, so you want to get back above that. It's not impossible. It's literally right above you. And I think Clov was up a little bit after hours. All you got to do is get 3% higher and hold it. Will it be able to do it? I can't tell you. That's not up to me. That's not what I do here. I don't do that moon boy stuff here. Why is this that? So at this point, I mean, any dragon's really invalidated. That's from way back when, so we could probably delete that. So definitely got to update this 4-hour chart. It started to play out, and then an offering happened. So you could see that first 4-hour candle was actually a bullish hammer, bullish pin bar candle. And then the second one, it was a bearish engulfing candle on the 4-hour. Why is it saying stream it's lagging? I don't know. So kind of just mixed variables in high time frames. Again, it dropped 8% in one day off of an offering catalyst. You're under previous support. That's just a fact. Hopefully it can break back above it. That's really it. I'd love to see Clov get back above 710. I cannot promise it'll do it tomorrow. I do think it'll do it at some point. The question is just when. Hopefully the sooner the better. But yeah, if we look at like the intraday price action, you had your gap down, you flushed at the open candle, then you kind of had a V-shaped recovery off the open for like the first half an hour of the day, and I think you sold off again. Pretty much got down to a 618 retrace, bounced off that, reclaimed the VWAP, then you started going on actually low volume. On the lowest volume of the day is when Clov was doing its most work in terms of bouncing back up. And it got back up to that resistance zone I was showing you on the 1-hour chart last night on stream, and like I just showed you, and then it pulled back off of that zone down to about 690-ish. Nothing too clear here. I don't really see any clear levels, honestly. I'd probably just stick to what I said at the beginning. 710 resistance, and then hopefully it can hold today's low. And that's really it. The trade did get stop punted. It's not stopped out. If it does get stopped out tomorrow or the day after or whenever, I'm gonna still keep talking about Clov because a lot of people here care about it. I care about it, and I was talking about it before this swing. So yeah, unfortunate so far, but anything's possible. We'll see what happens. And that is Clov. Keep hitting that like button if you didn't already. If you're not subscribed to the stream, hit that subscribe button. All right. So we just talked about crypto, the overall market, the ongoing swings, and now we're going to talk about Fisker. We're actually going to watch the ocean reveal video. One thing I do want to note, okay, I think it was up a couple percent after hours, but let me see what it went up to after hours. Went up to 24.15. Fisker is currently up 85% since the alert, pretty much at the end of September. 85%. Obviously hit both targets, but I did say on stream around the time it was hitting the second target that my third and fourth targets, if I were to have put them, would have been 21.58 and then 23.67, which it hit today and even breached a little bit above after hours. If Fisker holds above that 23.67 tomorrow, 25 is possible tomorrow. If you can't hold it, then you have your supports charted here. They had a sneak peek at the Fisker Ocean today on their YouTube channel, which we are going to watch right now. And then tomorrow they're going to have like the actual official LA Auto Show event that we've been waiting for all year. I'm going to wear all my Fisker merch tomorrow. I'm just wearing a hat today. Tomorrow I'm going to wear all my Fisker merch and we're going to watch the replay of the event on the stream. So yeah, Highest candle close on Fisker since March 11th. Beautiful. Beautiful. Whether it was this swing entry or even the swing entry literally right here at the bottom in May, I'm not going to pull it up, but you can go find it yourself on my TradingView page, which is public. It's just been a very, very nice move. I mean, just so much history with this chart. I put out a tweet earlier today. What did I say? I said something along, all right, let me just read it. I said, sometimes I just wish more people cared about Fisker under 10. Sometimes I do. I mean, there's a reason I've talked about this for a whole year, over a year at this point. I believe in it a lot, and nothing makes me more happier to see Fisker doing well. Like, 2 different alerts have been at pretty much around $10. One of them was actually under $9, or it was around $9, which was over here. One of them was around, I don't remember what the exact entry was, but it was somewhere in this area. Beautiful. I mean, just let's go over to the weekly. Remember when we were talking about this? Does anybody remember just a few weeks ago when we were talking about that little breakout over here? And now you see everybody talking about it up here. That's why I always say, as a technical trader, again, there are momentum traders, but based on how I do things, I like to get in well before the hype. And it's been a very, very nice journey for Fisker in the last few weeks. I mean, look at these weekly candles every single week, just green, 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 green. And you can see right now on the weekly, it's kind of testing this high from over here, but just beautiful. I mean, I don't know if anybody else is happy about this. I'm ecstatic about it, but yeah, let's watch the Fisker Ocean reveal. I don't know what happened. We just dropped like half the viewers. Either it's because I stopped talking about Clov, or it's pretty much that, most likely. But YouTube is still saying YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming as such. I don't get it. It should, whatever. That just stressed me out. I hate when there's like issues, but there's not actually issues with the stream. It's like weird. So let's watch it. Let's watch the Fisker Ocean reveal. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome CEO of Fisker, Henrik Fisker, and Mayor of Manhattan Beach, Mayor Hildy Stern.
Welcome everybody, thank you very much. I'm super excited to kind of have this little sort of secret, private pre-reveal of our Fisker Ocean. We kind of planned that last minute, but we thought we would, what better place than to make sort of a little pre-reveal than right here in Manhattan Beach, where of course we have our headquarters. We're just down the street, and I will say it's a fantastic place to be and have a car company in a place like Manhattan Beach. We have been welcomed here with open arms, I will say. We have been able to do great business here. People love to come to work at our facility. It's perfectly placed. And I also want to thank Mayor Hildy Stern here for having allowed us to actually on
Tano, Council Members Richard Montgomery, Joe Franklin, and Henrik, so we can see these amazing cars.
Thank you, Hildy. You know, by the way, the Fisker logo actually was
Looks so cool.
drawn pretty much around here on a beach when I sat one afternoon and saw the sunset. So when you see the Fisker logo, is actually the sunset over the ocean, and the 2 bars are for the designer's pen and engineer's ruler. The 2, I guess, people that comes together to create vehicles. Now, we're going to show this vehicle, of course, tomorrow at the LA Auto Show. That's where it gets its official premiere. We'll also talk about all the specifications of this vehicle.
I thought it was a sneak peek. That's what the title said.
Reveal the range, the power.
Oh, it is.
And a whole
Okay.
bunch of other exciting
It
things,
is.
specifically in the interior.
I don't know why
which
it's
we're
so
not gonna show
laggy.
here today. You might be able to get a little bit of a sneak peek of it, but there's a lot of technical details in this vehicle, which is amazing, a world's first, and that we have taken patents on. But I want to take a time now to reveal this vehicle, but before I do it, just think about it when you look at it. This vehicle starts at $37,499, and that's before any incentives. And if you apply the federal tax incentive, that's $29,999. And it was really important to try and make a super cool vehicle that was accessible to everyone. I think that's really what we need to do for really making electrification global. We need to make electric vehicles accessible for everyone. So that was an important thing for us. But let's take a look at the Fisker Ocean right now.
This is history right here.
Yep.
That's not an egg car. Oh my gosh. There are some changes I see for sure. Wow. I mean, let's just stop right here. Sheesh. I mean, I've probably seen every single public picture and video of the Fisker Ocean prototypes and models over the past year. So this is, I believe, the production intent. So they've been changing things here and there throughout the year. Wow. I mean, first thing that sticks out to me, I'm not a huge car person, so I can't notice everything. I really don't know that much about cars at all, but the rims, I think they've had a couple different. Let me see if I can pull up a picture so I can just make sure. I had a couple different iterations of those. Yep. So I don't know if they're going to have different versions and which version this is. But that's different. And then also the front of the car, they added the word ocean on it. And I have seen these on a couple of their Twitter pictures. But if you look at some of their original Fisker Ocean images, it's not there, or at least it's not that visible to me. And also that side window in the back, I can't tell if that looks a little bit different or not. No, I'm looking at other pictures, it looks the same. Yeah, let me keep rolling it. Yeah, the car door does look a little bit different too. Like the overall body looks a little bit different to me. It looks a little bit more rounder. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like overthinking it. Because they've probably shown a couple different, like I said, prototypes or whatever that were all slightly different. So this is what I believe is the production intent version, and of course they might change some things over the next year as well. But yeah, I mean, it's probably my favorite looking SUV EV. I mean, I can't think of a better looking SUV EV. I really want to see the interior. I don't know if they're going to show it here, but this is a good shot. So that's your Fisker Ocean. This area looks, I don't know, it might just be me. This area just looks different to me for some reason. And then this was the most noticeable things right over here. That Fisker, these tires. I don't know, this is, the back end of it looks a little bit different. Blue calipers. Yeah, I just saw that nerve. So no interior actually. So pretty much this is the rest of the video. They're just showing around the car. So I guess the interior will be tomorrow, hopefully. I really hope they show the interior. We haven't really heard much about it at all. There's been a couple pictures. I don't know if they've changed things or not. But this is pretty much what I've seen for the interior. I'm gonna pull up Google Images in a second here. There you go. So that's the video. We're gonna head back over to TradingView. Let me just. So this is what I've seen I don't know if it's going to look the same tomorrow, different. Also, what are the features? I don't know how in depth they're going. I really hope tomorrow is like an actual full reveal of everything. Like, I want to see specs. I want to see, because he's talked about a couple things that the car has in terms of software that's very, very unique. I want to hear everything. I don't know. I really don't. I'd rather just be like an event for like everything rather than like spreading out everything over time. So yeah, you know, they actually did have specs on their original website. And then they changed their website around the merger date. So they had I mean, it's the same website, but they had like a website format that was different when it was SPAQ. And then around the merger date, a little bit after, they like completely revamped the website and they took out a lot of the specs. And I didn't really ever think of screenshotting or writing them down because I didn't think they'd take them off the website, but they did take a lot of the specs off the website. And then they just kind of put like very vague descriptions. So I guess they might have had things on the original website that just weren't completely like solidified yet, so they have to take them out. But yeah, we'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow, be wearing full Fisker merch, and hopefully we'll get a lot more to talk about. So let's head back over to the charts. All right, so that was Fisker. We talked about the ongoing swings, crypto, overall stock market. We got a couple other things to talk about. I think we're going to get started with, I'm going to start off with just two tickers I want to just talk about, and then I'm going to do day trade recaps from today. Let me put the music back on. All right, so let's start off with two tickers I want to talk about. First off, CEI. I put out a tweet earlier today, and I also shared this in the Discord in the Technicals Trades channel. I'm in a group chat with some of the people on Twitter, and I saw them talking about CI, so I decided to go look at the chart, and I noticed a lot on it. I've never really talked, I mean, we talked about this on stream before, but not really in terms of like trades or anything. We just kind of watched it go crazy, and then we also watched it perfectly tap the golden ratio Fibonacci extension, which was the top. Great example of TA being fake right there. And it's got crushed, and now you're finally getting the most amount of variables I've seen since it's gotten crushed. And I really haven't looked at this chart in a long time, but looked at it today. The price was $1.14 when I shared it on Twitter, and I guess in the Discord. And after hours, went up to 120, so it's a nice little 5% move. But at the high of after hours, went all the way up to 122, so that's a 7% move. So nice move. Let me take after hours off. Extended. But yeah, here's what I was looking at on the daily. You have a bullish engulfing candle at the apex of a falling wedge, which ironically just happens to be lined up with the 200-day moving average, which is also this $1.03 level, which was a low from October 5th, a high from September 8th, kind of your high on September 7th. It was a low from March 5th. It was a high from October 15th. It was a low from October 14th of last year. It was a low from, I think I already talked about that. So go figure why CI bounced off this level. I don't know if there's any catalysts, but even if there weren't any, I mean, super historical level, moving average wedge, bullish engulfing candle, and hidden bullish divergence is nearly confirmed on the daily. So I don't really know anything about the stock fundamentally. I want to make sure that's clear. It's a pretty volatile stock looking at the chart. It's had a lot of crazy ups and downs. Just a pure technical thing. I don't have any CEI right now. Just wanted to bring it up really quickly. It's an interesting chart. Nice move after hours. Another stock I want to talk about is Lucid. In this area where the screen arrow was pointing to is when I was talking about it quite a bit on stream. I brought up a 4-hour cup and handle, and somewhere in this area I also said something along the lines of, if Lucid gets above 28, don't be surprised if you see the 30s, 40s, 50s. I said something along those lines right over here on the stream. This doesn't take a genius to see how big of a level that was. It spent about 7 months using that as resistance. Clear as day, anybody who can chart can see that resistance level or resistance zone, and it broke above it, and wow. I mean, this is just, look, straight up, straight down. Consolidate, 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 and then once you break over that resistance, you're consolidating within or break out of that range. It's something I've talked about a couple times on stream. A lot of times, the longer the consolidation, the larger the breakout. It's a very common phrase in technical analysis. And yeah, Boom, Lucid, crazy move, pretty much filling the gap. It's probably, I think, actually went up a little bit after hours too, but really nice move there on Lucid. You just had to watch the stream. Yeah, it went up to 58.20 after hours, so we'll see if it fills it during market hours. But crazy moves on Lucid. So we just talked about those two. Now we're gonna do some day trade recaps. I might actually head out of here after that. It's just been a super long day, and yeah. But first off, let's talk about PROG. Last night on stream, somebody requested it. We took a look at it. I think we even looked at it on Sunday night stream as well. Sunday night stream, I was a little bit 50-50 when I talked about it because it was this candle was under the 200-day moving average. It was under the supply line. Then yesterday night on stream, you can go back and watch this in the timestamps. I said it looks good to me. Last night on stream, it was looking like it got back over the 200-day moving average after bullish hammer and broke back above the supply line. We talked about this last night. Today, I threw it on my watch list last night after the stream. Today in the morning, I watched it. I missed the initial move. I couldn't catch it. Like I was trying to, I didn't get filled, and then I just completely missed it. So I just waited. And yeah, let's just talk about the daily before I break down like the day trade recap. Daily chart for PROG just broke out of this cup and handle, and also broke out of the supply line. We've been talking about this green down sloping line you can see here. MACD is trying to go green, and keep in mind it's really doing that because the price was up 40% today, and pretty much one of the highest volume days ever, after a double bottom roughly off the 200-day moving average. So that's your daily chart. And also, this was charted last night on stream. I didn't just chart this right now. $5.10 was charted last night on stream. That's pretty much your high of the day during market hours, went a little bit higher after hours. But we did chart this resistance dating back to these 2 days. So again, I'm not telling you to do anything. You do whatever you want with your own money. This thing was up 40% today. You all know that I don't really touch a lot of stocks as swings after they go up 30-40% in one day. I have no problem day trading any stock at any percent change as long as there's a day trade and my risk gets managed. But yeah, I just wanted to break down the daily chart because I'm getting so many questions about it. I already have the levels charted out for you. And this was the day trade. So it's going to be the first day trade recap. We went 3 for 3 today in premium. Also want to share that yesterday, I think we went 1 for 2. We got a win on SPY calls yesterday in premium, and then the Clov calls. They were up at one point during the day. They were up like 12-13%, and then obviously offerings after hours. Technically, I think the Clov calls, I did say day trade, but I personally overnighted them, and I also said that. Let me just confirm that. Yeah, yesterday I said I pinged only day traders. So originally, Clov calls, I was just looking at as a day trade. I did overnight them, and I also did say I was overnighting them after the market closed, so the options weren't moving either way. So I don't know. It did frustrate me a lot. Like, it was a nice bullish pennant on Clov. And honestly, if Clov did not have an offering yesterday, we probably could be 5 for 5 on the week within 2 days of options trades. But I guess 4 for 5 is what we're going to have to deal with. And then, yeah, this was the first one today. On PROG, this was, I think, a 60%. Yeah, it's in the title. 60% profit during the day today for premium members. And like I said, I missed this opening move. I just waited to see if there was going to be more data. And I did end up catching it at a perfect time later in the afternoon. So pretty much you see these green lines. It was in this symmetrical triangle. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this red candle. Sorry, the arrow just did that. Sucks. This red candle right here is your 5th. So I saw I had 5 touches. It was bouncing off the demand line. It was also reclaiming this 438 support from these few candles on these two. And it was testing the VWAP, and volume was ever so slightly raising on the test of the VWAP. So it looked like it was literally at the apex of the triangle testing VWAP with hidden bullish divergence on the 5-minute. And where this white arrow is where I alerted it. And just stock price alone from where I alerted it to the high of the day went up 14%. Just the actual stock price. The options went up 60%. The IV was already crazy on them. But it ended up breaking out, and then it just kind of spent the rest of the day inside of this upsloping channel like perfectly. Just a great example of TA being fake. I mean, it makes no sense why I kept on bouncing off this yellow line that I drew on a chart, but it's all good. And then this 485 level, it was resistance on these candles and these candles. It ended up breaking above it towards the end of the day on volume, and it had a nice little move to retest session highs, and then it went even higher after hours, like what? Went pretty higher after hours. Yeah, went all the way up to here after hours, and then pulled back a little bit. So Nice move. Keep in mind it's up 40% today almost. Just wanted to bring it up. It was a good day trade. And that's PRG. Another, what was the second one? We could talk about GRWG. So this is a swing for everybody, but it was already on my watch list because it's a swing, and I was looking at it in the morning, and this was actually a very, very simple thing. So when I was looking at GRWG, it had pretty much been, you see all these red candles, it was just selling off, selling off, selling off. And when this white arrow is where I shared an alert. It was, let me move that over. It was this candle. It was pretty much the low of the day up until here. But for the time being, it was the low of the day that I caught on this candle. I noticed that the MACD was crossing over to green. RSI was oversold. And on the 1 hour chart, it was in this inflection zone and around the golden retrace of 618. So you could see you have a bunch of resistance on these candles here. Then it flipped into support. Then it flipped back into resistance. You broke above it, you broke under it. Then it flipped into resistance again. Then over here, broke above it, flipped into support. So you can see this is your inflection zone right over here, as Mitch Ray would say. Not the cleanest one because it's kind of in between. Typically you want them at like the top ranges or whatever, but that also lined up with the 618. And yeah, this was only, I think, a 20% profit compared to GRWG, which was 60, but shared it on this white arrow, and then literally on the candle after, in 4 minutes, the options went up 20%. They dropped back towards the entry, then they went up 20% again, then they dropped a lot, and then they went up 20% again. So they went up 20% like 3 different times. It was kind of range bound throughout the day. So this was probably the simplest of the 3 from the day trades and premium today. And then Tesla was probably the most like stacked up chart, and it still is. And I actually shared a tweet about Tesla earlier today. I also shared it in the Discord announcements channel. But Tesla's a really interesting chart right now to me. So just to start off with the day trade, shared it at this white arrow, where this white arrow is where I shared the alert. And you could see it went up over here, which from the alert price to that was a 1.2% move, and then kind of the same exact thing happened later on, 1.4% move. So this sent up the Tesla options at the high of the day for them. They're up about 40% towards the close. Yeah, 3:56 p.m. my message, Tesla calls up almost 30%, 40% since entry. So that was what happened. But what was my like thesis? Now this is really why I want to keep talking about these day trades on the streams, because you can learn so much from them even if you're not in premium. Like, look how much was on this chart. Okay, so I started off with the 5-minute chart. Actually, Seek for Bleak, who just tipped at the beginning of the stream, is the one that is the reason I even looked at Tesla today. He just asked me to look at the chart, and I looked at it, and I couldn't even get back to him to respond to his question. I just had to start charting everything so I could put out the alert. And then when I finished charting it, I just messaged him, look at the options ideas channel or whatever. But yeah, so this white arrow is where I was starting to chart it. I noticed it actually had it like this originally, but I noticed this little wedge pattern, back testing it, hidden bullish divergence. What else did I notice on this 5-minute chart? This 1035 level was pretty much where it back tested and bounced off of as support. Now that 1035 level was resistance here and here and here, and it was support here. I think that was about it. Oh, nope, it was support here over here as well. So it confirmed a back test of a historical level, and then also broke above the VWAP. Also, the bottom of the day was pretty close to a tweezer bottom. Like, so many different formations on just the 5-minute chart. And also you had a 3 white soldiers candle pattern, which are these 3 candles. So just a bunch of different variables on just the 5-minute chart. Also, is this a bullish bat on like the 3-minute chart? It's a little bit deep on the B point, but other than that, it's pretty much a bullish bat that also played out on the 3-minute chart. I had noticed this movement, but it was only like here when I noticed it, and it wasn't deep enough, so I kind of forgot about it. But so that was just the 5-minute chart. Those were all the variables I saw on only the 5-minute for Tesla today. Then I went up to the 1-hour chart, zoomed out, and noticed, oh wow, there's a dragon pattern with classic bullish divergence. So you have very small time frame context, and also your slightly larger time frame context is it broke out of the supply line after double bottoming, had a bullish engulfing candle right over here after you confirmed your classic bullish divergence, or as you confirmed your classic bullish divergence on the 1 hour. And then also you could see it broke back above this 1035 level on this candle. You go back, you can see it was kind of a couple candle highs and lows over here, a couple candle lows over here, and a couple candle highs over here. it just had a very nice volume breakout above the level, and then look, it back tested it on this candle right here, and actually kind of these two as well, sort of. So it was just a high probability setup. It was a 40% trade just today alone. Honestly, this 1 hour chart, it's only made about a 23% retrace. 382 is 1080. 1100 is pretty much a psychological level. This candle high, and almost at your 50% retrace. So 1100 is like the short-term level I'm watching, but we got to see if Elon's going to keep selling or not, I guess. But that's what I was seeing on Tesla today. So there you go, 3 for 3 on day trades today, after going 1 for 2 yesterday. And those are your recaps. So even if you're not on premium, hopefully you got some education from that, and you can see what I look for on day trades. Nice bounce back day. But yeah, pretty much that's probably going to be it for stream tonight. Sorry for the shortest stream. I'm just so tired. So let me just see what I missed in the chat. Mehdi said, showed my dad the Fisker reveal. Man said it's super beautiful from the front and the back, but the side doors are ugly. I'll respect that opinion. I would say the side doors aren't the best. I respect that. I can understand that. I like the side doors, but at the same time, I can understand that point of view. And they look a little bit different to me. I think I said that as well. Lenny, what's up? How you doing? I don't know if I can show this. I guess I could. It's like out of focus. But you know who that is, Glenny. Oh my gosh, I just messed up my camera. No way. How do I refocus? Alright, there we go. I got TTG stream on my other monitor. I've been playing it while I'm live recently. Hope you're doing well, Glenny. Glenny said, sorry, missed Fisker, went long at 1447. Dude, killer trade, but exited too late, 1960. Still a killer trade. I know, definitely. You know, I just kept going, which was crazy. Alfredo said, I had Fisker 17.5 November 19th calls. I think I exited too early as well. I've said this before. I think even, actually, I don't want to say it was, but a lot of people talk about, you know, selling too early as a problem. And I have said this a couple times. Selling early there's no good problem with trading. And it's, again, a lot of these things you can't predict ahead of time. When Fisker was at 13 bucks, I had a second target of 19. Okay, a 50% swing sounds amazing to me. And then obviously once it goes above that, it's like, wow, it could have been more. But again, you were working with what you had. You followed your rules based on the variables you had in the past. You can't predict the future completely. You were still right. And you know, there's a very, very low percent of people who caught this exact low and who are going to catch the exact top. That's just how it goes. And you know that. I'm just saying that for everybody in the chat, just for education. Yeah. I can't sing. Yeah, nobody goes broke taking a profit. Nobody goes broke taking profit. Can't even talk. But yeah, I mean, taking profits really is probably, there's no good problem in trading. I think I already said this, but it's probably one of the better problems. You're still walking away with profit. It's better than not cutting losses, for example, right? And then you're holding bags, right? You'd rather be making money on your mistakes than losing money on your mistakes. But of course, you want to try and increase that profit margin as much as possible. So, I mean, I deal with all these problems. Everybody, you're going to have times you sell too early, you sell too late, you don't stop out, you stop out too early, you don't have enough position size, you have too little, or you have too much position size. Like there's always going to be a couple things here and there. You just got to try and get a system where your metrics just kind of format themselves. So yeah. Couldn't see it. My camera's gonna go out of focus again. Hope you saw it right there. There we go. Oh, what just happened to the wire? Is that centered somewhat? All right, so SWW says, and you have a price target that you won't discuss. All good, been in Fisker for a while. Me? Huh? I don't know if you're talking to me. I'm a little bit confused by that one. And you have a price target that you won't discuss. Oh, you're talking about the tweet I put out earlier. Yeah, I put out a tweet like a little bit, like probably a few weeks ago, and I said something along the lines of, I can't share my my Fisker price target online because everybody will think I'm crazy. Yeah, I have a couple different long-term price targets for Fisker. If we get closer to them, I might share them one day, but we're not really close to any of them right now. And they're just like, they're not anything technical or even fundamental. They're just like off the top of my head price targets. Like actually they're a little bit fundamental. They're just kind of based on potential market cap, but it's like, I'm not really taking my long-term targets too seriously at all. I have two numbers in my head. They're random. Like they're somewhat random. They're mainly random, but I don't think about them every single day. It's just like, just a fun thing I set for myself. But overall, my main goal for Fisker is just to see at a much higher price. I don't really, it's just, I don't say it all the time. I usually always have price targets, but this is one of my, one of the first stocks that ever made a lot of money, like a lot trading and whatnot. So I just want to see it succeed. Whatever it is it's at. Whatever it's at, as long as it's much higher than here in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, I'm happy. And even at this point, like, you gotta remember, this thing's up over 100% since its merger, right? In 1 year. For a company pre-revenue with no product available to the open market as of right now, to have doubled its stock price in its first year is historically a good thing. I know we're in this crazy bull market, but like if you look back at like how companies were working in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, like that's like insane. And of course now we have things like Rivian, which let's not even get into. But yeah, that'll be it for the stream tonight. I hope you enjoyed. A little bit of a quieter stream, but just how it is sometimes, I guess. SWW says, would you sell Fisker for GGPI? Not financial advice. No, not financial advice. All right. Have a great night, everybody. And also, their context matters with that. Fisker just has been running like crazy. GGPI has been running like crazy. So it's like, at what point are you asking that question? Like, what time for like, but overall, just from my personal perspective, I like Fisker more than GGPI, which is why I'm saying that. But you could like whatever you want, do whatever you want with your own money. Have a great night. Thank you for watching the stream. Hit the like button if you didn't already. Hit the subscribe button. Help us get to 4,000 subs by the end of the year. Tell your friends, tell your dogs, tell your cats, and join the Discord. Links in the description. If you're not in it, it's free. If you want to join the premium Discord, that link is also in the description. And watch the free course on my channel. The link for that, believe it or not, is also in the description. All right. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. EST. Peace out. For the Fisker LA Auto Show replay watch party stream. And I'll obviously talk about a bunch of other stocks. Peace out.